50 cents cash out. Welcome back to the GPT Daily Show. This is Bags. Let's get stacking. So today we're going to be investigating a GPT website called GemsLoot, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this website, but I'm just going to be going over, one, is it still worth it in 2025, and how much per month can you actually make on this website? The first thing you're going to notice is that GemsLoot does look very similar to a lot of other GPT sites. It has a lot of the same offers, a lot of the same offer walls. The look of the site is pretty similar. If we go into the actual offers themselves here and we hit view all, the cool thing is that GemsLoot actually has their own offer wall. So instead of having to go through some third party, they actually have their own offers based on the website here. So again, what that means is, for example, here, Raid Shadow Legends, again, one of the goats of GPT website earners. I've earned hundreds and hundreds of dollars off Raid Shadow Legends. And if you know anything about this game, you know that it's just definitely a cash cow game here for GPT websites. Again, reach level 40. $15 for that, right? This takes like 2 days of in-game time on a PC, maybe 3 to 4 days on a phone. Upgrading a champion to 6 stars within 3 days here is definitely doable. $7 here. The point is that this is through GemsLoot, okay? So these track almost immediately, and if they weren't tracking within a few hours or so, then you can just open a ticket with GemsLoot and they almost immediately respond, and they can just look at a box. Did you do it? Did you not do it? And track it that way instead of having to go through a third party. So just kind of one of my favorite things here. We can always go by iOS, Windows, Android, Mac. The best thing that I like to do is you can go by most completions, and then you can see all the ones that are most popular that people are doing and that have actually been tracked here. So again, we're gonna just see, here's World of Warships. I just did this a couple hours ago. This literally took an hour to install the game and get into the game, and maybe an additional hour of gameplay. This is like $11 right here just to install World of Warships. Pretty popular game. It's pretty fun, but the main thing is that we're making money off of this game, and these companies are paying us and we're not paying them. Because again, my whole thing is that I'm a big mobile game player. I've just always loved mobile games, but at one point I was just like, why am I paying these companies? Why aren't they paying me for the amount of time I'm putting into their games? So that's the ultimate goal here. If you do like games, you can always kind of pick which games that you like here and make a little bit of money while you're playing them. And you can kind of optimize this. Here's Honkai Star Rail for PC, another game that's paying $5-6 basically for the download of the game. Considering hitting Trailblaze level 10 only takes about 45 minutes of in-game time. So that's enough about the earn part. This is very similar to a lot of other ones. They have a lot of really good offers here, but just moving on, I just want to cover a couple of other things with GemsLoot. So a new thing in 2025, and actually we're in November 2025, so they did say that this was coming out sometime this month. So this is the VIP program that they're looking at. So with the VIP program with GemsLoot, so I just hit this last month. I've only been a part of GemsLoot for about a month, and I'll show you my earnings here in a minute. But once you get to $100 in earnings through GemsLoot, then you do qualify for the VIP program. Again, this is kind of still in the works. It's coming soon. It's not quite available yet, but once they do put it out, it'll have a daily spin reward. It'll have exclusive tournaments for VIPs, exclusive earning boosts for VIPs. The only thing is that you do need to complete the KYC, which with GemsLoot is a picture of your face and your ID, and then a little piece of paper that says GemsLoot on it. So again, if you don't have those available, this might not be the best website, but again, for some of the reasons that we're getting into, this one is just one of the most consistent GPT sites. So I'll kind of get into why the KYC is kind of a positive and negative, but also you just need to verify your Discord, and then you can become part of the VIP program. Hopefully that will be coming out in November of 2025. That's kind of what they've been saying. Going back to the lobby here, of course, there's all these tournaments that you can do. They have tournaments with each different offer wall every single week. I'm not super involved in some of these. I do like Torox a lot, and I do like the Prime surveys, which I'll get into in just a little bit. But some of these, like Wax Rewards, aren't my favorite. Hang My Ads really aren't my favorite either. But again, just more ways you can earn. There's daily leaderboards, monthly leaderboards, and I'll kind of just go over into that right here. Here we are. I've only made about $1 today. I've only made about $19 this month so far. It's only been 3 days in the month, so not terrible. But as you can see, there are some people that are making some consistent earnings here, and then they get rewarded every month based on how much they make and where they rank on these leaderboards here. So again, just another way, if you are very active in like playing these games and doing these offers, you can get a bit of an incentive for your ranking on the leaderboards here. We're kind of getting into my favorite part of this whole website. This is kind of where we differentiate from other GPT sites right here. So the first thing in the rewards is going to be the sign up. I can't remember if you spend this every single day or the first 7 days that you sign up. I know it's at least the first day, and once you verify your email, you get a spin. You get between 5 cents here and $250. Again, odds of $250 probably really low, but even still, if you win 25 cents, that is halfway to the cash out of 50 cents just right there. But regardless, it is just free money that they're throwing at you for signing up. You can get 10 cents for verifying on X, on Discord, and on Google Play Store, which is kind of nice. Just an extra 30 cents there. But this right here is probably my favorite thing of the entire website. And I'm going to start by saying, I don't know if there's any stake players in here, but who needs stake when you got something like this, okay? And I'll get into it. So firstly, stake, when you log in every day, you click, you get $1. That's awesome, great, cool. We love free dollars. GemsLoot has something similar, okay? You do have to get on a 7-day streak, but once you do, so day 1, 2 cents, day 2, 5 cents, 10 cents, 20, 40, 80, here we are, day 7, $1, okay? You might be thinking, wow, okay, I have to get to day 7 every single time to get $1. No, you do not. You do not have to get to day 7 every single time. You just need to get there once, because once you get there, it does not reset. It does not go back to 1 every single time. You get you earn $1 in the day. You will get a free $1 after day 7. So here we are, I'm on like day 20, day 25, something like that. I'm getting a free $1 after earning $1. Here we are. I'm just going to go ahead and claim it right now. And here we go. I went from 104 to 204 just for claiming a free $1, just for making $1 today. And that is something that's really cool because, again, the cash out on this website is at 50 cents, okay? Who needs stake when I have to wait until I'm at $56, $60, whatever it is, or I get to 30, I put it all on red on roulette and see if I double my money or not, who knows? But this one, every single day you can cash this out at $1. Well, you earn $1, which takes, less than an hour, probably like 30 minutes or so if you're pretty good at doing this. But you earn $1, you get a free $1, you cash out $2. There it is, every single day. Pretty sweet. Moving over to the cash out section of GemsLoot, the cool thing here is that they don't only just have like gift cards and stuff. If you're a gamer, if you play League of Legends, Riot Points, Fortnite, EA Sports, whatever, but you can also withdraw to PayPal, Visa, stuff like that. And the main thing that we care about is stacking crypto here. So we do have Solana, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Bitcoin, all of them allowing you to just enter your Bitcoin address, you enter your Solana address, and then the max amount or whatever your amount is at a minimum of 50 cents. So it's probably one of the lower cash outs that I've seen on any of these GPT websites. I'm pretty much able to cash out my funds on this website every single day. And if you do cash out below like a $5 threshold on GemsLoot, it's pretty much instant for crypto cash outs, as long as, at least from my experience. So it is a nice way to kind of be sharp with the market with crypto and just kind of instantly get, buy the dips, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying. And just a little bit of a strategy I've been using here because it is so instant in transactions, and also the threshold is so low here on GemsLoot. So again, one of the plus sides of this website, I'm not trying to glaze it too much. I'll go over some of the negatives here in a second, but again, one of my favorite cash out parts of any GPT website. So getting into some of the negative things, because like I said, I'm not here to glaze this website. There are negatives and positives, and I'll go over some of the things that GemsLoot does fall a little bit short on. So one of the most obvious things that you're going to notice is that some of these offers definitely pay out a bit lower than some of the competitors' websites. The reason for this, I believe, is that GemsLoot has such a low payout threshold. They don't pend your funds for, days and days for, $1.50, something like that. Most of the offers are pretty instant tracking. And so for that reason, I think because they're able to give such a quick service, they're not able to pay as much for these. Again, don't quote me on that. That's just what I think, just because other websites, they pay a bit more, but it takes you a bit more time to get your funds. So it's kind of up to you on how long you are willing to wait, how quickly you need your funds. GemsLoot is probably my go-to for funds that I need within 24 hours. The whole thing that they advertise is that your first payout you can get within 24 hours. So something kind of negative and positive for them. Again, surveys here, they do have them. I'm never going to give a survey a positive, but GemsLoot surveys aren't the worst. Honestly, I don't really do these that often. The cool thing with GemsLoot surveys is that even if you get halfway through a survey and you get screened out, they still compensate you a little bit, 2 or 3 cents or something like that. So it's not a complete waste of time. As you can see, I've only made like $5 on this. I really only use it if I'm at like 90 cents from playing games and I need an extra 10 cents to hit my dollar for the day. Then I'll go in here and maybe do a 7-minute little survey for 10 cents, kind of push me over. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and put surveys are always a negative for me. They're just not very reliable. They're not very fun. I don't think anyone enjoys doing surveys. The only plus is that they are a good way to kind of get a quick few cents if you need to go ahead and put your threshold over the dollar for the day. One other negative I can go over for GemsLoot here is going to be obviously the KYC. See, some of these websites only require you to do an email, or they only require a photo of your face or something. GemsLoot does require you to upload an ID document picture along with your face and a piece of paper where you wrote GemsLoot on it. It's kind of funny. It's like one of the only sites that I've seen kind of do like the whole, prove you're a real person kind of thing. But because they do this, because they aren't dealing with as many bots as some of these other websites are, they are able to give such a great service and able to pay out their clients very quickly. So again, it is kind of a negative if you don't have an ID, if you don't, if you don't want to do this, if you don't trust them or something like that, completely understandable. Or, hey, if you're doing something shady, this might not be the website for you. But just want to point that out. Is something that they have, and it's something that you need to do before you are able to cash out on GemsLoot. Now, the last thing that I wanted to go over with GemsLoot is this chat rain feature. So it is something unique that they have. Other websites, other GPT sites are sort of doing this, but not quite as well as GemsLoot, in my opinion. So this amount right here is the amount that everybody who has been active in the last 4 to 6 hours has made, and also has chatted in the chat box here. So if you make $1 and you do a chat in the chat box, you get entered into the rain, and 5 random users that have done that in the last 4 to 6 hours are selected to win between 1% and 50% of the total earnings that are right here in the chat rain. Typically this is between like 90 cents and $5, and it's just a nice little chance, a nice little opportunity to kind of poach the earnings from some of those big earners. If you only make $1 in the hour and someone makes $100 and puts it in there, and you win, $4 or $5, you just did that for nothing, and you just kind of poach those earners from the big whales. And then here we are, we can see some people that just won the rain. Actually, they won 97 cents, and unlucky, no rain for your boy, but that's okay, because there's always the next time frame that'll reset over there. But again, just showing you kind of that you can win from the rain as well. So I'm just going to show you guys quickly how fast the cash out is. So I'm just going to do a quick Solana cash out. I'm going to do the max. So I'm at 204. So this is the cost here. This is the value of my SOL. The SOL rate right now, kind of we're a little bit down, but I'm just going to show you if I hit cash out right here, my SOL withdrawal has already been approved. Okay. And that already means that it's already in my account. It's already on the blockchain. It's already been sent, and that was pretty much instant. So again, if you do want to quickly withdraw your funds, you can at a lower payment threshold here. If you do withdraw, I believe it's above $5, maybe $10, they do go into a approval, like a pending phase. Typically, the moderators will approve those and send out the payments. Well, I'm in the US, so it's sometime in the early morning for me, depending where you are in the world, probably, around 4 or 5 PST, somewhere in there is when they're usually on. So just as an idea of when the payments get sent out if you were withdrawing a bit more than the minimum threshold there. So this here is the amount that I've made just in the month of October. It's about $150 or so, 198 completed offers. Most of these were games, and a couple of others were, surveys and other things. The best part is that all of this was completely free. I did not spend a single dime doing any of these. This was all done on my PC and my phone. And again, This is just one of multiple sites that I use. So if you do want to see some of the other sites that I use, I do have a whole spreadsheet that I've linked down in the description. It not only has the link for GemsLoot, but it also has a lot of the other sites, again, like I said, that I use that have consistently paid me money every single month, every single day, just for, clicks per day, guys, clicks per day to start stacking crypto. So if you're interested in that, again, it's down in the link below. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. You know why you're here. You like side hustles. You like stacking crypto. You like earning passive income. So if you want to kind of keep up to date with, the different sites that are giving out free crypto every single day, hit that subscribe button, like the video, dislike it if you hated it, share it with your friends. This is Bags with the GPT Daily Show. Keep stacking, and I'll see you in the next one.